Alright, everybody, today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of the farm, and the music's a little loud, so let me turn that down. Alright, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay with the music being turned down. We're going to do a quick walkthrough on the farm. Everything that you need to know, I'm going to try to explain everything in as much detail as possible. The first thing that you're going to need to know to access the farm, you can come to this area, but you are going to have to build the bridge. I will post a link, or not a link, but I will post what you need to make the bridge somewhere on this video, probably like above me. I'll put that, but you will have to build the bridge before you can access it. Once you have it built once, it stays there forever. Also, the first time you come here, I believe you get a gun. It's been a while, but I think you get an M16 and then just some basic supplies that may or may not help you along your way when doing the farm. Alright, so immediately when we come across this bridge, there are going to be a couple of zombies. So one thing that's different about zombies here is that they do have a little bit more armor. So they are going to be a little bit tougher to kill than regular zombies that you find out at other zones. So you do want to make sure from that. You do want to make sure that you are aware of that. So one trick, number one, that you can do, if we just sneak up on this first rotten Yorkle, we can pull him away from his brother or sister. I forgot, these are the rotten Yorkles here are females. And also, none of them drop any loot. So, so that's another thing to keep in mind. You get all your loot at the very end, and there are some chests that we can get some loot from as well. So after we pull that first guy, or first gal, excuse me, we can sneak up on this one. One thing to keep in mind, so I'm using my saw blade mace that has the Diablo modification. So because I have this, I can come up here and smack her in the back of her head and her legs fall off. So yeah, so we can one-shot that rotten Yorkle there. Next up, we're going to have a Savage Giant, similar to a Frenzy Giant, but a little bit faster. So what I can do, I can just run straight up to this wall, and the Savage Giant will just immediately start punching it out of anger. So I'm going to try to bring it a little closer. This is probably good. My weapon of choice for the farm is going to be cleavers. I do have the two best modifications on the cleavers, the Tactical Butcher Knife and the Hunter Handle. Gives me 22 damage, a high chance to crit, and 1.7 speed. So we can start just wall tricking this guy. This little fence wall here is a little bit trickier than what a normal wall is. You do have to be kind of generous when you come out to smack the Savage Giant, and I can double tap there, and we're fine. Generally, in this mailbox, you're not going to find anything terribly good, like trash that we get here. Every once in a while, you'll get like a red coupon. I got a red coupon once. Other coupons, but it's mostly things that aren't good. Okay, now, with the farm, once we come in here, once we come through the Crooked Creek Farm barn doors, well, I guess there's not a barn door, but these fence doors, there's a lot of variables. So while I can't tell you one specific way to do the farm, I'll give you generally how, or some of the best ways to do it and what to expect. So when we come into the farm, there's going to be 4 different areas that change every time. You're either going to get more of the rotten Yorkles and Savage Giants. You're going to get raiders. Sometimes you'll get 2 groups of zombies that are fighting each other, and then sometimes you'll get diseased wolves. Another thing that is completely random is that groups will spawn. So you'll get either raiders or zombies that will randomly spawn, and they will immediately have aggro on you. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, they will just run at you. And to my knowledge, there's not a way to fully know when to expect it. If anybody else knows, please either let me know in the Twitch chat or drop me a comment on the YouTube, and I would appreciate that very much, because then I would learn something. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I come in here, I'm going to aggro this Rotten Yorkle. A lot of times they do not respect the wall, which, oh, luckily enough for us, they are kind of respecting the wall. Not very much, but enough for us to do what we need to do. Alright, so I'm going to go left here first. Alright, so we have just a Rotten Yorkle. A lot of times what happens, once you aggro one mob, they will all spawn. Also, another thing that we're seeing right here, these Rotten Yorkles will randomly come out of hay. You never know where they're going to come from. You never know which haystacks that they are going to come out of, because that's random as well. One thing that you can do if you don't want to fight them, if you don't have the resources, you can run out. You can exit this zone, and when you come back, they will despawn. They're pretty easy for me to beat. Just 4 hits with the cleaver. I take very minimal damage. So I'll just go ahead and fight them. And here's some more. We'll see if we can get 2 of them on the wall. We got none of them on the wall. That's okay. Gotta keep in mind that our cleaver is starting to get low, so we just have to know that that might be something that we're gonna have to deal with. Alright, so let's sneak up behind this Rotten Yorkle, smack them in the back of the head. Alright, and then alright, so we have another variable. This blue chest that we see here, when I talked about the 4 corners, this blue chest will spawn in one of the 4 areas. You never know which one it's going to be. And the 3 that you don't get the blue chest, you will get some loot. It's typically things like charcoal, maybe some gasoline. So we're gonna try to get a sneak attack off on this guy and then run away for our lives. Whoops. So, well, let's try this one more time. There we go. All right. So we'll bring this guy over to the wall, and we will wall trick him. So what's going to happen with the blue chest is at the very end, or at the very back of the farm anyways, there is there's a saw. So what we want to do, we want to put the... Oh, I could have double tapped that guy right there. We want to put this thing on the saw, and it's going to make a lot of noise. What happens then? Looky. They don't typically spawn this quickly. I'm kind of shocked that we got 3 in one area, which is probably good news that we're not going to get them in other areas. So I'm alright with that. Whoop. Alright. Let's equip our next one of these. We are getting thirsty. Let's have some water. So anyway, so when we put this on the saw, it will lure every zombie that is left here to the saw area. So it's important that you clear everything before you put this on. Alright. Let's look at this next area up here. Looks like we got people fighting. Okay, so this is disease wolves. We have Rotten Yorkles fighting disease wolves. At least we have 1 Rotten Yorkle fighting 1 disease wolf. Probably, I can try to sneak up on this, but probably what's going to end up happening, as soon as I get close, the disease wolf will probably try to get me. He's the one that I would want to kill first. Yep, alright, so let's skedaddle. Gonna activate my heal. See if we can wall trick any of this. We are wall tricking some of it. Oh. Alright. This is much better. I wish I could target the disease wolf. There we go. Whoa, that is bad news. Alright, so. I always bring a couple of guns. I typically bring Glocks, but I've been recycling those more. So the gun that I have an excess of is the flare gun. I don't know of a good use for this because I just don't know. So if you guys have a good use for the flare gun, please let me know. I've heard they're good on riot zombies. what we're going to do for now, we're going to use them on at least the diseased wolf. And then I'm going to reset the zone, and we're going to come back and wall trick the these savage giants here. Alright. Alright. Actually, we might not even need to reset the zone. Because luckily for us, these guys are pretty slow. So we can just run them around the bike, make sure they go to the bottom side. And then we'll just come back up to the door, and we'll wall trick these guys up here. It's all about efficiency, folks. I know, and I do make mistakes sometimes. And this guy... Alright, so they're hitting off. So I'm going to try to reset them. They're closer. There we go. Whoop. Alright, they need to be closer to the door. Let's pull them. I'm thinking a little closer still. Woo, alright. Maybe we got it now. Ooh, crit action. We'd love to see that. Huh. That was a bizarre no swing there. Alright. So don't be afraid to just like take a swing off. Alright, so here's what we're talking about. So we got raiders that randomly spawned on us. I don't know if it's on a timer, if there's any rhyme or reason to that whatsoever. But, so yeah, so the raiders just randomly spawned and came at us, forcing us to leave the zone. So those guys are going to stay there. So we're going to get prepared. We're going to equip our flare gun. We're going to make sure that we're good on medkits before we go back in here. So raiders do, you can sometimes loot their weapons that are pretty beat up. Also, you can get their clothes, which will be also beat up. All right, so if we come here, let's see. So here come our raiders. So both of these guys have Glocks. That's fantastic. And they're shooting in sync. So it's going to be near impossible if I were to do any kind of wall trick or anything here. So we might just have to take some damage. That'll be okay. So this flare gun, though, is doing quite a lot for us. Alright, so that should be one down. Alright. So he's apparently got better armor. Because this guy is not going down without a fight. Unfortunately for him, he is still going down. So yeah, so we can loot the raiders. Alright, I'll take a beat up Glock. You know, we got this armor just in case we need something. What do we get over here? We get his Glock as well. So that's pretty nice. Alright, so now we can go back to beating up on these savage giants that are over here. So I don't remember if we have damage on them. I don't think we have damage on these savage giants. So they're not going to automatically aggro. Let's see. So this will show you what kind of loot we can get from these things over here. So this is pretty standard. We get oak, we get carrots, aluminum bars. So things like that. These are going to all be things that you're more than likely going to see in all of these. Also, sometimes charcoal if you're lucky. Sometimes you get some gasoline if you're lucky. Oh, this guy does have damage on him. So he might get angry at us when we get close, and he does. Alright. So let's just, let's run away from him. Mood coming in with the subscription. Thank you so much, Mood. My friend, yes. That's 2 months. 2 months in a row subscription from Mood. Thank you so much for that. You're fantastic. Welcome back. Wow, 2 months. I don't feel like it's... Oh, see? Now you got me. You got me all distracted from wall tricking this guy. Oh. He actually does not like that wall whatsoever. Alright, let's activate our heal ability. And let's run around. We'll bring this guy here. Hopefully he respects the wall this time. Alright. Respecting it a little too much though, buddy. There you go. Whoops. Yeah, thank you so much for the 2-month sub. Get some cheers emotes in the chat. Cheers emotes in the chat from Mood. I thought there was one more Savage Giant, but apparently there's not. Okay, so next thing that I want to talk about are going to be these guys up here. These things patrolling around, these are bulls. There are 3 bulls at the farm. The only time that I personally ever want to mess with these guys is if I have the raider task to kill them, and then I'm probably going to use a gun. These guys hit hard. They move super slow, but they hit very, very hard. Love you, dude. Best community. My man. My man. Alright. Next thing that we're going to do. There's a Rotten Yorkle that we can sneak up on. And if we kill this guy in 1 hit, which we will, the Savage Giant up there will not aggro. Similarly, we have a Savage Giant over here. Alright, so here's another area up here. If you see all of these zombies up here, my guess is that this is another diseased wolf. Versus the Rotten Yorkles and Savage Giants. Those are my least favorite because that's a lot. Whoops, that's a lot to deal with. You can sneak up on that guy. I just approached it the absolute incorrect way, but that's okay because we can bring him to this wall, which we were going to do anyways after we got our sneak attack off. So this is perfectly fine. But you can, with a saw blade mace, get a sneak attack off. Oh, I thought I was going to get a double hit there. That's okay. We'll get a double hit here. Alright. So he's done for. So I'm going to preemptively get out this guy here and then just be ready to switch over. So let's see. We also want to watch this haystack to make sure no more Rotten Yorkles come out. Yep. If you listen, you can hear the diseased wolf's biting action going on. So if I can, I want to target one, the diseased wolf. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So that'll take him down. Diseased wolf number 2 gonna be going down. So you would think that these guys would be happy with the fact that I just took out their competition, but now they're just fighting each other. Like, what are they doing? Yeah, no, they're just fighting each other, like, for no reason. The Savage Giants and the Like, this doesn't make sense. Explain this to me. Why are they fighting each other? So what we're going to do, I'm going to get one shot off on this Savage Giant, and that'll aggro everybody, make everybody upset. So we're just going to bring these guys to the wall. Maybe we'll get one on the wall. That's right. That's what we wanted to have happen there. We get one on the wall. Let's pull the other one now. Alright, so if this is your first time with Savage Giants, you will notice that I was getting hit by them, but it wasn't doing a lot of damage. It was doing 41, so I take 41 damage with tactical armor. That's how much we take. So it's not the same as a Frenzied Giant. Those guys are super slow and hit super hard. These guys are a little faster and hit a little less hard. So let's see. They are fighting each other and causing no damage. I know that would be fantastic if they would actually hurt each other. I would just sit there and let them fight forever until there was only one man or one zombie left standing. Ah! Alright, we got a double hit off to finish that guy, which was lucky that we were able to do that and then dodge the other Savage Giant's attacks. Alright, got a crit there. One more hit and then we'll go for a double. Oh no, I miscalculated that heavily. Let's see, what else are we gonna do here? So let's see if we get any rotten oracles coming out of here. No. Okay. Anything coming out of here? Yep, there we go. Alright. So because of the sheer amount of rotten oracles that have been coming out, I am probably going to need another... Probably going to need another hatchet that I didn't think I was going to need coming here. So I will do a quick pause in the video and then grab a couple more of these cleavers and be right back. Alright, we are back. So all we did pretty much when we went back to the base, we put some of our stuff away, we grabbed some more cleavers. Probably should have dropped these guys off, but that's okay. Never know, we might need them while we're here. So yeah, so cleavers, definitely my weapon of choice while we're here. So we've cleared both of these bottom sides here. So let's move our way up. Let's see, is this clear? Let's make sure we're not getting any rotten oracles. So we got rotten oracles out of here. There's one more thing we need to check. No rotten oracles there. Alright, cool. So let's see what kind of loot we have here. And then we're going to talk about another element of the farm that we haven't touched on yet. So see, there we go. We got some more oak. We got this. We got some charcoal. So some pretty good, some pretty decent loot. Pretty decent loot. But the next thing that we need to talk about is the boss of the farm that patrols around. A lot of people have different ways on how they handle this boss. So this boss is called the Ravager. He patrols around the farm very, very slowly. When he sees you, he will start to walk slowly towards you. If you get scared and run away from him, he gets really upset because he just wants to hug you. So then he runs at you aggressively and tries to spit at you. He will continue trying to spit at you until he hits spit on you. So, what I personally like to do is kite around his spit, move away from it, and then just melee him until he dies. So we'll see that strategy. Other people, they get afraid by that strategy. They think maybe it's too difficult, requires too much timing. So they use guns. And that is another strategy that you most definitely can do. You can bring, you can bring a couple extra guns and use it to take down the Ravager. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is a very safe way to take him down. But I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to kill the Ravager without using guns. As soon as we get this Savage Giant down here to wall trick. Alright. We got a crit on our first swing. And on, oh man, so many crits. Okay, so now we're going to go hunting for the Ravager. His patrol route, oh, we didn't even have to go far. So you can see this is him. He's walking very slowly. He's about to stop and turn around. So I want to give him enough time or enough space because I want to fight him right here. This is where I personally like to fight him. So, alright, so we got aggro on him. He's walking slowly towards us. He wants to hug us. I'm saying, no, Ravager, you don't get to hug me. Now he's mad. He's trying to spit on us. So, and he will keep trying to spit until he hits us. Luckily, I am fast enough to dodge his spit. Oh, and then I almost get hit by it there. So, depending on the weapon that you have, you can hit this guy 2, 3, or 4 times. Because of the modifications that I have on my cleaver, I can hit him 4 times if I time it correctly. If I ever just want to be safe, I'll just hit him 3 times. But if I'm feeling myself, I'll go for 4. But if I'm just being safe, I'll go 3. So this is another reason why I like to bring cleavers here. Because you can kill the Ravager. I didn't see exactly how much durability I had on this, but you can do it with one cleaver if it's at most of its durability, again, with these modifications that I have. And just like that, he's down. So one thing to know, if he does hit you with his spit, then he will start melee attacking you. His spit eats away at your armor very quickly, and it slows you. So it's important at all costs to just avoid the spit as much as you can. So if you can only hit him 2 or 3 times, only hit him 2 or 3 times. And if that's what you're comfortable with, if that's what you're safe with, hit him a couple times and then run around him. Hit him a couple times, run around him, and just rinse and repeat that. And eventually he's gonna go down like he did for us. All right, let's take the cell phone and some cloth, and let's go do the final corner of the farm. We were talking about the bulls, so these are the 3 bull locations. Let's talk about this. So here's one that's walking away up there. This one walks up and down that row here, and then there's this one that we see here. So those are the 3 bulls. So we're gonna go do this last area. Hopefully it's not disease wolves again, but we'll see. And it's disease wolves again. Fantastic. Alright, so we're going to try the same strategy that we tried the last time. We're going to see if we can creep our way into shooting a diseased wolf. Oh wait, no, it's fast biters. Not diseased wolves. Yep. So there's Alright, the fast biters are 100% better than diseased wolves. But yeah, so they were fighting each other. That was the disease wolves versus. I gotta watch everything here. The durability on my weapon. All right, let's quickly get that switched over. There we go. Yeah. So our weapon durability, the durability on our armor, everything was going bad at the same time. Luckily, we're almost done, and we have the armor from those raiders that we got to kill earlier. So if we're desperate and we need something, we can always just do that. All right. So let's try to get them in sync. Synchronized wall punching at its finest. Savage Giants could easily win the gold in the Olympics for synchronized wall punching. Isn't it? It's a beautiful thing, folks. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, no. They got us. Wait, how did that not kill him? Okay, let's bring this guy. That might be too close. No, actually, no. That's good. That's good. That is very, very good. All right. Whoa, hoo, hoo. Not sure how that wasn't a swing, Kafir, but okay. Another thing to keep in mind when you're wall tricking, you don't have to wait for the full animation. Apparently, I might, but when you're swinging, you want the whatever you're swinging to come like across to where your face is, and once it does, then that's when the damage does. You still have the whole rest of the swing, but it's not really going to. It's just extra animation that doesn't mean anything. So as soon as you're swinging and you get to like right about where your face is, then you can move. So it's like swing and move. Well, not like that. Swing and move like that. So you're maximizing your efficiency. You're canceling as much of the animation as you can. All right. So there is one more zombie that we need to kill and one more box we need to look into. Also, another thing that we haven't talked about is the puppies. So there are up to 2 puppies that you can get from the farm. I'm going to wait for that bull to run away. There we go. There is one that is always going to be out. And then the last variable that we have not talked about is the barn door. So when we put the blue chest on the barn door. Oh, there we go. See, we got some gasolina. That's fantastic. We need that. But when we put the blue chest on the saw, what's gonna happen is, like I said, it's gonna aggro any zombies that are left. When that happens, there are gonna be some zombies in the barn, and they are gonna get so mad at you for putting the box down there that they're gonna try to break the barn doors open. If they succeed in doing this, then you will get a second puppy. provided that you either kill or trick the rest of these guys away from everything that is going on up there, because even if you run out and try to despawn them, they just regroup back at they regroup back at where we're about to drop this. The last little area that we have to clear out is going to be this house. Apparently carrying this big heavy chest is exhausting, and now we are thirsty. So we're going to set that here. We're going to drink some water. We're going to do some of this action. And we're going to smack this guy in the back of his head, or slightly above his kneecaps. Poor guy. He never saw it coming. Alright, so there are two... Don't aggro the bull. There are two zombies right in front of this house. I'm going to just pull them, or pull one of them. Alright, so we can see our puppy. And say goodbye to our durability. Nope. Alright, sweet. So let's sneak up on this guy. This is going to be the last zombie in front of the saw. Alright. So now what we're going to do, we see the puppy. Puppy's trapped in the house. He doesn't want to come out because there is a savage giant in front of the house. I don't blame you, pup. I wouldn't want to come out either. So I'm going to smack this guy. Well, I'm going to make sure I have as much room as possible. I'll smack that guy. And we're going to make this guy run a lap because he's a big boy. He didn't run enough laps in high school. So now he's running a lap. And then we're going to open up this door, and we're going to wall trick him right here. The puppy, by the way, another variable, because he could spawn anywhere, well, not anywhere, but he spawns at a number of different places in the farm. Let's get this guy clearly closer to the door. Double tap for the kill. Alright, so we got a puppy. Is it a shepherd? We got a shepherd puppy. Excuse me. So there are a few different things over here. Alright, so we got some of you, some of you. Fantastic, fantastic. So this armor is about to go. Sometimes this will be locked, and there are two zombies in here. As soon as you open up, we're going to make this rotten Yorokel really mad at us. The savage giant, however, we do have to walk into the room just slightly enough for him to see us, and he gets mad because we just killed his brother. Charges down at us, and now we can wall trick right here in the door. And this, provided that the barn doors don't open, is the last zombie for us to kill. And wow, could have double tapped there. Alright, so there's two more little areas we can look in. This beat up closet and then a nightstand. So let's see what we have in here. So we got some clothes, some stuff that we don't particularly need right now, so we won't take that. Oh, somebody just mentioned something in the chat. If you're fighting the Ravager and you get him down to, let's say, half health, just any amount of health, and you leave the zone, when you come back, he does respawn with full health. Yeah, so that is definitely something to keep in mind there. All right, so now let's go get our box, and let's we're gonna put it on, and then we're just gonna prepare. Hey Jimmy, how's it going? We're going to prepare for what's about to happen when we put this box on. Or this chest. We're going to put the chest on the saw. So if the barn doors open, we're going to have a whole bunch of zombies that are going to run out of there that we need to kill. So let me... I'm not going to put it on just yet, because we're hungry, so we need to do some of that action here. We got just excuse me, just a couple of hits left on our armor. Our endurance on our cleaver not looking particularly great either, so we'll get a backup one just in case. We got our heal ready to go should we need it. We got med kits, and we got our backup cleaver. So we're about ready. The only thing we don't really have is backup armor, which we may or may not need. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that sometimes zombies will just run at you from somewhere. So we've been to every haystack, we've cleared every zone, and yet there are still, there's one zombie. So somehow we missed one zombie. Here comes another one. There goes the durability on our armor. Doesn't look like we're gonna get it to open. Let's see. It could open at any time. Anytime this is going, it could open. Alright, so we didn't get it to open, which means we don't get our extra puppy, and we don't get to loot the bike. There is a bike that you can get in there. This bike will have, sometimes it'll have steel, aluminum, copper. It sometimes has a gas tank, engine parts. So you can get really lucky. You get really, really good stuff if this barn door opens. Unfortunately for us, it did not. Now let's see what we got. So from the chest, you're always going to get some good melee weapon mod. You're always going to get some armor. Let's just go ahead and equip this armor now, actually. Alright, so we're getting a fully modded Skull Crusher. That's nice. We're getting an M16. That'll help us with Bunker Bravo. Steel, always good to have extra steel. We'll take this. Is there anything that we can just leave behind? Alright, so this is all. Actually, I do want to take these. This is all we'll take for now. This will stay for a generous period of time. So I believe the barn stays open for, is it 3 days? So we can always come back and re-loot other stuff here. Anything else that we want to bring back with us for now? I think this is good. So that's the farm. Just keep in mind, the farm can change. The farm does change. Every time you do it, the four corners are going to be different. Where the blue chest is going to be different. What's going to randomly spawn and run at you will be different. Where the puppy is going to be, that'll be different. So there's a lot of things that can change. So this is just one example of how the farm can go. So when you're doing the farm, keep those things in mind. And hopefully you have good luck. If this video helped you, I'm glad. That makes me happy. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Adios.